All right, what it do, people? Um, Let me get the disclaimer out of the way. My content is for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys do your own research. Praise my content. Any errors you find, throw in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. All right, so today is the second installment on the 50 universal laws that affect reality. All right, we left off at 10, which was the law of manifestation. So we'll be starting with 11, which is the law of conscious detachment. The breakdown goes as follows: it is your resistance to what is that causes your suffering, i.e., everything that doesn't work in your life, relationship problems, loss of loved ones, loneliness, sickness, accidents, guilt, monetary hardships, unfulfilled desires, etc. When you accept what is, you accept the unalterable realities in your life without resisting them. Some things are facts. They exist, and no matter how much you resist, there's nothing you are going to be able to do about them. Change what you can change, but have the wisdom to accept unalterable situations as they are without wasting mental or physical energy attempting to change what you cannot change. Out of this acceptance comes involved detachment, the ability to enjoy all the positive aspects of life, but to allow the negativity to flow through you without resistance and without affecting you. That one, it's just a little lengthy breakdown, but to simplify it, man, it just means, man, it is what it is. You know, accept what's beyond your control. If it makes you feel some type of way, feel the emotion fully and let it flow through you and keep pushing. Keep on moving. You know, don't worry about none of the extra. Just keep on pushing. That's all. Number 12, the law of gratitude. The breakdown is as follows: from the perspective of karma and the law of one, the more you give, the more you will receive. The more you assist others, the more you assist yourself. The power of this law also works in your day to day life. Self explanatory, people. I ain't, really got to go into that one no further. Number 13 is the law of fellowship. Breakdown is as follows: when two or more people of similar vibrations are gathered for a shared purpose, their combined energy directed to the attainment of that purpose is doubled, tripled, quadrupled, or more. This esoteric awareness has been used by covens, esoteric religions, healing groups, and recently worldwide meditation groups for peace. you know, self-explanatory again, man. The only distinction I want to make is it says when two or more people of similar vibrations. So that means, you can't have one person that's, overly positive and another person that's overly negative and, think that that's going to work. That's not how the law is set up. They have to be of, how does it say it? Similar vibrations. So, keep that in mind. 14 is the law of resistance. Breakdown is as follows: that what you resist, you draw to you, and you will perpetuate its influences upon your life. Resistance is fear, so it isn't able to karmically resolve. The law of resistance assures that you let go of the fear by encountering it until you are forced. Hold on. The law of resistance assures that you let go of fear by encountering it until you are forced to deal with it by learning well, conscious detachment. Here are a couple of examples. Number one, the first example is you are extremely resistant towards your mother in law, resulting in constant conflicts with her. Now, when you attain mastery of life awareness and stop resisting her by consciously detaching from the negativity, the problem will be resolved. Most disharmonious situations are resolved by a change in viewpoint. By changing your perspective, you can usually eliminate the effects of a problem. And if you're no longer affected by a problem, you no longer have a problem, although nothing about the problem situation may have changed. Another aspect of the law of resistance states that which you resist, you become. If not in this lifetime, in a future incarnation. So, as example number two, you have a strong resistance toward the people of Asian race. Your resistance is fear, and the quickest way to overcome fear is to directly experience that which you fear. Thus, you will reincarnate as an Asian in a future lifetime. Tina Marie was on to something. If your life is full of sin, don't you know when you die, you come back again. Yeah. I always knew, even before I came into the knowledge and the information that I've come across as it relates to spirituality, reincarnation, all that. All right, number 15, the law of attraction. One of the most famous. The breakdown is as follows. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. You attract what you are and that which you concentrate upon. If you are negative, you draw in and experience negativity. If you are loving, you draw in and experience love. You can only attract to you those qualities you possess. So if you want peace and harmony in your life, you must become peaceful and harmonious. You attract what you are, man. And you can only attract what you embody. That's basic, you know, simplicity right there. So that's another one I ain't really got to go into an additional breakdown of. Okay. The law of reflection, and one of the examples, they have primary manifestations of the law of reflection. Number 3 was inaudible, so I'll be skipping number 3. All right, the law of reflection. The breakdown is as follows. This law states that the traits you respond to in others, you recognize in yourself, both positive and negative. It has 4 primary manifestations. Number 1 is that which you admire in others, you recognize as existing in yourself. Number 2, that which you resist in others and react to strongly is surely to be found within yourself. Number 3, as I said, is inaudible, so I just skipped it because the part that I couldn't, get didn't allow for the rest of it to make sense, so I just skipped it entirely. All right, so number 4 is that which you resist in yourself, you will dislike in others. In other words, you have chosen to incarnate upon the manifest plane to learn to rise above the effects of fear. Those fears will always be reflected in your reactions to others. Thus, your goals are very obvious once you recognize how to perceive them. As you let go of the fear, you're automatically open to expressing more unconditional love. That's basically self-explanatory as well. Number 17, the law of unconditional love. The expression of unconditional love, this is the breakdown, pardon me. The expression of unconditional love will eventually result in harmony. Unconditional love is not romantic love. It is the acceptance of others as they are without judgment or expectations. It's the total acceptance of others without attempting to change them. The law of unconditional love states that if you go out of your way to express unconditional love, you automatically rise above fear. And as you transcend your fears, love, you're automatically open to the expression of unconditional love. Okay, so that's self-explanatory too, y'all. You gotta be able to get over, what to say, in order to be in a harmonious state, you know, um, you have to be able to accept others as they are without judgment or fear, or expectations. And like I said in the previous video, in order for you to do that, you must embody that for yourself. It's going to be hard for you to give somebody else something you don't have for yourself. Number 18, the law of magnetic affinities. Breakdown is as follows. By astrologically choosing the time and place of your birth, you determine the nature of the effects you experience in your life. On the other side, before you were born, you made decisions about the life you would be entering into. You chose your parents, other souls to interact with, and the astrological conditions of your birth, which determine your character, personality, abilities, restrictions, and timing per strengths and weaknesses. If all of this seems too complicated to be real, be aware that you are only using 5 to 10% of the capacity of your brain. In the brain/mind, researchers say that your brain is 200,000 times the capacity of the greatest computer ever built. Such calculations as I have just described would be no problem for such a computer. I've said it before, they've modeled the computer after the human brain, but there is no better prototype than the human body and, the inner faculties of the human body. Once a person, goes through, the journey of, what's that? I can't remember the term right now, but when you wake up to the fact that you're not a body, and you know that your true existence is that of energy, and that your true essence is the soul encapsulated in the body. When you get to that level of awareness and consciousness, a lot of things tend to change as far as your perception, and you're able to see with that other eye, things that these can't see, All right, number 19, the law of abundance. This is a simple one. The breakdown is as follows. You have within yourself everything required to make your earthly incarnation a paradise, if you choose to accept that which is your natural birthright. We live in a universe of abundance, although a majority of those populating our planet appear to view it as a universe of scarcity, and that's by design. This is why I always talk about the government, because, they've spent millions on getting people to think the way they need them to think in order to maintain dominance over the masses. This is just what it is, man. Number 20, the law of divine order. The breakdown is as follows. If you seek to understand the law of divine order, study the natural balance of harmony. Everything is as it should be. There are no accidents. Your energy translated into thoughts, words, motions, and deeds causes all your experiences. This assures that you always have learning opportunities you require to resolve your karma. And as with you, the collective thoughts, words, emotions, and deeds of mankind create the environment for us all. If enough souls focus their energy on peace, we will have peace. If the majority of souls are filled with anger, we may all have to experience war. We are all one, and like the many subpersonalities within you, the dominant traits of mankind will emerge to resolve our group karma. At this moment, a born again Christian evangelist preaches fear from a pulpit in West Virginia, while a yoga instructor directs a loving group meditation in Oregon. One was directing the energy of the Gestalt into disharmony, the other into harmony. Hopefully, at least one can cancel out the other. If we can't attain harmony, maybe we can balance the disharmony. Certainly, as New Agers, we must not give up individually or collectively. As always, fear is the problem and love is the answer. So, again, I've said it before, man, we all the sole authors of our life, man. We just don't take into account, that our thoughts, actions, deeds, words, etc. play into, our reality, because we wasn't taught that, and the fact that we wasn't taught that makes it easier for them to manipulate those energies, because we're unaware. Well, we were formerly unaware. Now that we are aware, and I've made those watching this video that weren't privy to this information prior to aware, now you can start tapping into those energies and becoming more self-aware and minding your tongue. Being more conscious of your thoughts, trying to gradually approach controlling your thoughts, being conscious of what you do to others, because what you do to others, you do to yourself. This is why in African civilizations, they had no need for police or jail, because the law was the law, the universal law. And if you knew the law and abided by the law, you wouldn't do things that we encounter in this society, but it's a reason for the confusion. This is how they can, deceive, and what's the word? Induce or induct the technology tactics that they've been using for centuries. So, this is part 2, man. I'll be tomorrow uploading part 3, but I'll be putting another video up tonight. I got another subject matter to talk about, and feel good outside, man. So y'all enjoy it, man. Be safe and take it easy.